Hey, what is up, guys? Blank Skull here, and I'm bringing you guys, gameplay commentary. I'm playing on Grind using the Remington 1887 with what I believe to be, should be long barrel, fast mag maybe, and
Let's go!
laser sight. Okay, so if I had to guess, it's long barrel and just fast mag. I believe so. And you know, this is actually my third time doing this commentary. The first time I did it with my laptop built-in mic, and I was like, oh crap, I don't want to do with this. And then I started to do it with my headset, and then my headset died. So now I'm redoing it with my laptop's built-in mic. Hopefully the sound quality isn't too creepy. And in this game I actually got my best Black Ops 2 clip yet. And I believe it's about, we're playing Domination 2. And it's towards, like, it's in the second round. I think it's like a minute or so into the second round. And anyways, I'm talking today, and topic today is stupid teachers. And for those of you who don't know, which I don't think any people who watch this video will know, I'm in 9th grade, and here in Canada, that's the last year of junior high school. I know in America, it's usually the first year of high school, but here it's the last year of high school. Like our elementary is primary to 6, and then our junior high is 7 to 9, and then our high school is 10 to 12. But we're pretty sure we're changing that. I think it's like next year or the year after, so that everything is like the same system that they have in America. And like I said, I want to talk about like stupid teachers. Teachers who think they know everything, but have zero idea as to what they're talking about. And I have one teacher that's like that, and I have one teacher who's just completely stunned. And I have another teacher who, I think she's a liar. Okay, I'm just getting into the first teacher here. She's our English teacher, and she thinks she knows everything. Like, she's probably like the same age as my mom, maybe a little bit older, because my mom had me when she was young. But anyways, I don't even know if that made sense, but whatever. Yeah. So, for instance, one of my friends, he wanted to show us this commercial because we were doing like marketing in English. So he wanted to show us this commercial. It's like the Mr. W commercial. If you haven't seen it, it's basically about a guy that no one pays attention to or likes. And basically throughout the whole commercial, he walks around messing with people. And no one really notices. Like, he walks around like messing up their hair, like flicking their newspaper, or blowing, like, tipping stuff over, and no one pays any attention. And then he goes to say, I finally am able to be used for something, and it's like a commercial for using wind to generate energy. And our teacher starts talking like she's all like, did you guys understand that? And we're all just like, yeah. She's like, okay, so for those of you who don't, it's about this guy who discovers wind energy, and we're all just like, no, you didn't understand it. Mr. W is the wind. Why do you think no one paid attention to him while he's doing all of this shenanigans? She's like, oh. And she also reminds me of like kind of an old-fashioned teacher. It's like, I use slang terms, so I'll say like retarded or gay, but when I say that, I don't actually mean this is mentally disabled. Like, if I'm talking about a worksheet and I call it gay, I'm not saying, oh man, this piece of paper is so homosexual. Like, I'm just using it as a slang term, and she doesn't understand that. Like, she just really does not like those words. I feel as if she's really old-fashioned in a way. And then moving on to the next teacher, one who's completely stunned. I don't even know what's wrong. I think she might be like a dope head or something. She's a complete idiot. Like, for instance, we had a project, and one of my friends didn't get the rubric, and the rubric is, I don't know, I'm assuming you all know what a rubric is, but I'll explain it anyways. It's basically, like, it's a piece of paper that has what you need to do for the project, what kind of information needs to be on it, and then also the outcomes, so like what kind of outcomes you have to meet in order to get a specific grade type of thing. And she didn't give one of my friends the rubric, so in the same class, and we all got the rubric, my friend was like, just to put out there, this person's our social studies teacher, and he's like, hey, can I get the rubric? And she looks at him, smiles, nods her head, and then turns away and starts talking to someone else. And he's like, no, like I need a rubric. And she turns, smiles, nods her head again. He's like, no, I don't want to smile, I want a rubric. She turns, does the exact same thing. Long story short, he doesn't end up getting a rubric this class. So the day the project, because we didn't see her the rest of the week. So the day the project's due, he doesn't have the project at all done. Because she never gave him a rubric, but instead decided it'd be a better idea to sit there and smile at him. So he ends up telling her that class, and she's like, well, why didn't you ask me for a rubric? He's like, I did 3 times, and you did this, and he like imitated her smiling and nodding at him. Oh, it's the funniest thing ever. And then our science teacher is the next one we're gonna talk about. She's single. She doesn't have any kids. She has cats. She has lots of cats. And I think she has like 2 or 3 cats. And she's single, and she's fat, but she says she works out and eats healthy. But we're all just kind of like, well, no one gets that big from working out and eat healthy. You know, like there's something going on here.
Enemy has C.
And anyways, she's single, and I don't really think she has any like friends, and if she does, it's like a very small amount. And she's her science teacher, so she knows a lot about diseases and stuff like that. So she'll sit there and talk about like diseases with us in science class when we're doing cells and all this other stuff. And she'll be like, to bring up this one disease, let's say CF, cystic fibrosis. She's like, oh yeah, I have a friend with that. Bring up another disease, like celiac. Oh, I have a friend with that. Bring up another disease, like Crohn's, which I have. And she's like, oh, I have a friend with that. And then, like, just every possible disease that you could ever name in that class, she said she has a friend that has that disease. Or, what was the other thing that she says? There was one other thing that we, like, besides diseases, there was one other thing that she's like, you know, we named off like 3 things, and she's like, oh yeah, I have friends with all of those. But they weren't diseases, they were something else. I don't know, maybe they're like a type of like mental disorder. Not like mentally challenged mental disorder, like mental illness or disorder like ADHD or ADD or OCD, something like that. So she basically says she has a friend with like every possible disease you could ever name. And we're all just sitting there like, okay. You know, okay, and right here is where I get the sick note. And I kind of like dirt it up because I go to reload and like double tap Brian, but you can see her. I just completely failed on it. So I ended up getting 2 nights right after that. I'm pretty sure I eliminated like 6 members off the team in like 10 seconds. If I would have reloaded my shotgun, who knows what I could have done. Anyways, moving on. So, yeah, I just
UAV inbound.
Yeah, she had basically, and then our social studies teacher, the one who's completely cuckoo, she, like, I would say she's kind of rich because she has, like, a new car, like, every month. She lives in a really rich part of not our neighborhood, but our city. And, you know, so she, like, I don't even know how to put it, like, she's just gone completely crazy. And on top of that, she knows like every person who owns anything. Like we're going to like restaurant for don't ask me what the restaurant has to do with anything for social studies. But she's like, oh yeah, I know the owner of that. Start talking about some other store. Oh yeah, I know the owner for that too. We start talking about another store. Oh yeah, I know the owner for that. Like she's rich, so I actually believe her if she knows the owners. I'm pretty sure like it's off her butt. But our science teacher only had a liar, and our social studies teacher used to actually be our English teacher. And last year she was like the nicest person in the world. Back when we were in grade 8. I'm pretty sure she's super nice in grade 8s. This year she's absolutely nuts. Like, I don't even know. Like you say one thing in class, like even if you ask a question about a worksheet, she's like, what are you talking? Yeah, you be quiet. And we're all just like, stop it. Like one of my friends, like we had to choose either like fishing, lumbering, or farming or something like that, and like answer 7 questions on it. Me and my friend both chose fishing. Like, it wasn't a project or anything. It was just and I let my friend copy like 3 questions off of it, and she starts yelling at me, telling me she has to call my parents and saying I can get in trouble for it. I'm just like, I'm not the one copying the work here. Like I'm not cheating. I am getting no benefit out of him copying my work. Like I don't understand. And yet she continues to get mad at me, but says nothing to the person who was copying. So, I don't know, like, hopefully next year in high school our teachers aren't so nuts.
UAV inbound.
Maybe they're, like, part normal since they're closer to our age and they actually, like, understand a little bit and know, like, slang and stuff like that. They don't care as much because they've dealt with high school students for 10 years. But, like, all of our teachers have taught, like, grade primary and grade 2 at one point. So they expect us to be, like, these, like, nice little angels who love school and color with crayons and... So that was just
Throw
kind of
grenade!
a rant on stupid teachers.
Concussion out!
I hopefully,
Let's go, let's
I wouldn't
go!
really say hopefully, but you guys probably have some stupid teachers too. And if you're watching this and you have any stupid teachers, just leave them in the comment section below. Tell me like what they teach and just one thing that they've done which is completely idiotic. And these teachers, it's not like these things I've used are just examples. Like stupid stuff happens every day
Shoot her
with these
down.
teachers. And you know, these are just examples.
Concussion out! Engage! Engage!